Today, the one who will tell you a story is a man born of the sea, not a tale filled with monsters or pirates, but one of courage, compassion, and choices that change destinies. It's the story of a simple fisherman, a patched-up boat, and a gesture so powerful it brought together two completely different worlds. So prepare a warm cup of tea, pull the blanket over your knees, and come with me as we sail through this memory that, to this day, warms my heart. And now, over to you, fisherman.
Thank you, Nana Rose. I'm going to tell the story that irrevocably changed my life. My small, patched-up and weathered boat mirrored the condition of my own hands as it rocked precariously on the stormy waters, a fragile counterpoint to the ocean's raw power. I was simply hoping for a good catch to feed my family. The bruised purple sky mirrored the turmoil in my stomach. We lead a simple existence here, in this village clinging to the coast. The sea bestows upon us everything: our sustenance, our livelihood, our stories. It will also reclaim. We know its moods, its whims, its sudden rages. And we respect it, even fear it, with a primal understanding passed down through the generations. That day, the radio broadcast warnings. An alert for small craft. Most fishing boats remained ashore, their nets drying in the sun, mended by weathered hands. But my children were hungry, and sometimes one must take a chance, confront fear, simply to endure another day. Then I saw it, a stark white gleam against the inky waves. Something immense, fractured, tossed about like a child's plaything. As I drew closer, the scale of the catastrophe washed over me. A yacht, a monolithic edifice of glittering opulence, torn asunder, sinking precipitously. Debris littered the scene: cushions, fine timber, shards of glass reflecting the tempestuous sky. And then I saw him, clutching a fragment of wreckage, his face ashen, his eyes wide with terror. He was a stranger in these waters, a man decidedly out of his element. His attire, his watch, the very manner of his bearing proclaimed a life removed from the harsh realities and struggles of our village. He did not belong here, not in this tempest, not in this sea that respects only strength and fortitude. At that precise moment, I realized I had a choice: to veer off course, to head for the beach, to allow the sea to claim another victim. It wouldn't have been the first time. We have all witnessed the relentless power of the ocean, inexorably sweeping lives away without hesitation. It would have been the most prudent, the safest action. But something held me back. Perhaps it was the desperation in her eyes. Perhaps it was the thought of my own children, waiting for me at home, their faces etched with the same primal need. Perhaps it was simply a stubborn refusal to allow the sea to prevail. I piloted my small vessel towards the wreckage, each wave a menacing wall of water threatening to engulf us. It was a dance with death, a desperate gamble against impossible odds. But in that instant, I disregarded the perils. My focus was solely on reaching it, on extracting it from the sea's grasp. The subsequent event transmogrified everything. Not just for him, not just for me, but for our entire village. It unveiled a stark truth about affluence and destitution, about gratitude and anticipation, about the human spirit's capacity for extraordinary kindness and profound misunderstanding. And it all began with a simple query, posed on a windswept beach, that elicited tears from every eye. A question that laid bare the deepest yearnings of the human heart. Navigating the tempestuous waters to reach him seemed an eternity. Each wave threatened to capsize my small vessel, each roar of the sea a terrifying reminder of the ocean's dominion. Finally, I managed to draw close enough. His grip on the fractured wood was weakening, his face a mask of exhaustion and fear. Extending a hand, I hoisted him aboard, his weight nearly capsizing the canoe. He lay there, gasping for breath, trembling uncontrollably, a stark contrast to the opulent vessel he had so recently commanded. The return voyage to the coast was agonizing. Each wave became a personal assault, each gust of wind a derisive, ironic taunt. Yet I held firm, propelled by an inexplicable force. Perhaps it was the memory of my grandfather, a fisherman lost at sea, whose spirit seemed to guide my hands. Or perhaps it was the quiet resolve that arises from a life lived on the precipice, an unwillingness to succumb to the inevitable. Upon finally reaching the beach, the villagers surged forward, their faces etched with a complex interplay of concern and relief. They assisted him from the sea, swathing him in blankets and offering him steaming beverages. He appeared disoriented, bewildered, like a man roused from a nightmare. His gaze locked onto ours, his eyes reflecting a potent blend of gratitude and disbelief, as if he couldn't fathom that these simple folk, leading lives so vastly different from his own, had rescued him. News of the rescue spread like wildfire. The yacht owner, the millionaire, had been saved by the fisherman. A swarm of reporters descended upon our humble village, their cameras clicking incessantly, microphones thrusting forward aggressively. They clamored for every detail. How I had weathered the tempest, why I had risked my life, the sensations of pulling a wealthy man from the jaws of imminent death. Amid the clamor, he remained silent, observing us with an intensity that unsettled me. He seemed to be pursuing something, a deeper comprehension of our lives, our values, our driving forces. He watched as we mended our nets, haggled for fish, and shared stories and laughter around the nightly campfire. He perceived the hardships we faced, the sacrifices we had made, but also the unshakable sense of community that bound us together. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and violet, he approached me. He spoke in a low, respectful tone, devoid of the arrogance I had anticipated. He profusely thanked me for saving his life, acknowledging the immense debt he owed, a debt that could never be adequately repaid. Then, he posed the question that hung in the air, the query eagerly awaited by all. "What can I do for you? What do you desire?" He presumed I believed that I would request money. Perhaps a new boat, a larger house, a life free from the constant struggle. That was the expectation of most, certainly the anticipated narrative for the reporters. But my response, born from a profound place within my soul, astonished everyone, even myself. It was a response that unveiled the true character of our village, the enduring power of compassion, and the profound distinction between material wealth and genuine richness. It was a response that left him speechless and brought tears to the eyes of all who heard it. The silence that followed my reply was profound, broken only by the gentle lapping of waves against the shore and the distant cries of gulls. He simply stared, his expression unreadable, a blend of bewilderment and a nascent understanding slowly dawning in his eyes. The other villagers, sensing the weight of the moment, held their breath, their gazes locked on the two of us. Within our community, wealth is not gauged by dollars or possessions, but by the strength of our bonds, the depth of our compassion, and the unwavering support we offer each other. We have learned to rely on one another, to share what meager resources we possess, and to find joy in the simplest of things. A bountiful catch, a shared meal, the sunset over the ocean. Material possessions are ephemeral, subject to the whims of the sea and the vagaries of life. But human connection, that is what sustains us, what imbues us with fortitude in the face of adversity. My request stemmed not from personal gain nor selfish ambition. Instead, I viewed him, this man accustomed to privilege and influence, as an opportunity to mend something broken, to heal a deep wound that festered within our village. Our school, the heart of our community, lay in disrepair, its roof leaking, its books worn thin, its spirit slowly eroding. The children, our future, deserved better, a chance to learn and flourish in an environment that fostered their potential. "Repair our school," she stated, her voice clear and unwavering. Provide our children with the opportunities you were afforded. That is all I ask. Consider the implications of such a request. It was not a matter of instant gratification but a long-term investment. Not personal enrichment but collective advancement. It was not charity but aid and opportunity to empower the next generation. It was a testament to our values, a repudiation of the notion that money can purchase happiness, and an affirmation of the belief that education is the true path to liberation. The impact was immediate and palpable. Tears welled in the eyes of the elderly residents who had struggled for years to sustain the school with meager resources. The children, sensing the significance of the moment, erupted in applause, their faces radiant with hope. Even the hardened reporters, jaded by years of covering sensationalized stories, seemed moved by the genuine emotion that filled the air. The millionaire finally broke the silence. His voice, laden with emotion, was imbued with a reverence he had never before encountered. "I fail to grasp," he confessed. "Why not request something for yourself? Something that would alleviate the burdens of your life." And I explained, in the simplest terms possible, that true wealth lies not in what one possesses, but in what one gives. That a rising tide lifts all boats, and that by investing in our children, we were investing in our future, in the future of our village, in the future of humanity. That our lives were interconnected, that their well-being and our needs were inextricably linked, and that their generosity would not only transform our school but also transform him. That night, beneath the star-studded expanse, a novel understanding blossomed between us, a bridge forged between two seemingly insurmountable worlds. He grasped, perhaps for the first time, the profound significance of community, the potency of altruism, and the enduring beauty of the human spirit. And we, in turn, came to appreciate that even the most affluent can be humbled by the simplest act of kindness, and that genuine transformation does not originate with what we receive, but rather with what we are prepared to bestow. The immediate unfolding of my request astonished even the most seasoned members of the press with its speed and ferocity. He, this titan of industry, did not merely write a check, he immersed himself in the project. He grasped, perhaps for the first time, that true philanthropy transcends the simple distribution of funds, demanding an investment of time, expertise, and genuine dedication. He didn't dispatch city architects and contractors imposing a foreign vision upon our humble village. Instead, he listened. He spent weeks engaging in dialogue with teachers, parents, and children, gleaning insights into their aspirations, their dreams, and their unique needs. He discovered that the school was not merely a locus of learning, it was a communal hub, a sanctuary, a symbol of hope in a world often fraught with adversity. Instead of a sterile, modern building, he envisioned a structure that would reflect our history, honor our traditions, and celebrate our connection to the sea. He sourced local materials, reclaimed wood from old fishing boats, stones from the nearby cliffs, and shells gathered from the beach. He contracted local artisans, providing them with employment and a renewed sense of pride in their craft. The construction became a collaborative endeavor, a shared undertaking that further solidified our village's unity. Beyond the physical structure, significant investment was made in resources. The library was augmented with a collection of new books, mirroring our unique culture and the broader world. Provision of computers and internet access opened a vast repository of knowledge for our children. The institution established scholarships, ensuring that every child, irrespective of familial financial standing, had the opportunity to pursue higher education. Now, envision the ripple effect of this investment. Not just in terms of improved grades or elevated graduation rates, but in terms of enhanced self-esteem, broadened horizons, and a renewed sense of possibility. Children who once perceived their future confined to fishing or manual labor now dare to dream of becoming doctors, engineers, artists, entrepreneurs. They began to see themselves not as victims of circumstance, but as agents of transformation capable of shaping their own destinies. Furthermore, contemplate how this transformation reshaped the dynamic of our village. The elder generation, initially skeptical of this newcomer's intentions, transitioned to embracing their vision. They shared their accumulated knowledge, honed skills, and personal narratives with the younger generation, fostering a palpable sense of intergenerational connection and cultural continuity. The school became a catalyst for community revitalization, a space where individuals of all ages could converge to learn, grow, and celebrate their shared heritage. Contemplating this journey thus far, we begin to discern something far grander than the mere exchange of fortune for aid, something resonating far beyond the rebuilt school. It is a narrative etched not just in brick and mortar, but in the very fabric of human connection, revealing the intricate choreography between circumstance and choice, need and response. The sea, initially a symbol of capricious fate, a divider between worlds, ultimately served as a catalyst for a profound convergence, a shared awakening. It is as if the threads of two tapestries, seemingly woven from disparate materials and depicting entirely distinct landscapes, were abruptly joined, revealing a hidden pattern, a shared motif of resilience and the yearning for something more. One tapestry, rich in texture and intricate detail, spoke of privilege and power, of a life lived above the maelstrom. The other, simpler in its design yet no less vibrant, portrayed the quotidian struggles and the quiet victories of a community united by necessity and an unwavering commitment to one another. The collision of these worlds was no mere accident, it was a crucible, a proving ground where premises were challenged and values reevaluated. Initial expectations, perhaps fueled by societal narratives, envisioned a transactional exchange, a simple equation of debt and repayment. But the response, the altruistic plea for community betterment, dismantled this paradigm, revealing a depth of compassion and a profound understanding of genuine wealth that transcended monetary measures. Consider it a symphony where individual instruments, each with its distinct timbre and range, initially play separate melodies, seemingly unrelated. However, as the piece unfolds, these melodies intertwine, harmonize, and mutually build upon each other, culminating in a crescendo of shared emotion, a unified expression of the human experience. The rescue, the plea, the rebuilding, each act served as a musical note, contributing to a grander and more profound composition. As we conclude this reflection, we acknowledge that this narrative transcends a singular act of heroism or an isolated instance of generosity. It embodies the enduring power of empathy to bridge divides, dismantle prejudice, and inspire transformative change. It underscores the recognition that true progress is not measured by individual achievements, but by the collective well-being of a community, the opportunity for all to flourish and reach their full potential. It stands as a testament to humanity's enduring capacity to transcend the limitations of circumstance and forge a world where compassion, understanding, and shared purpose prevail. The stage is now set, the curtain drawn. Years have passed. The school flourished, a beacon of hope not only for our village but for surrounding communities as well. It became a paradigm of sustainable education, a testament to the potency of local resources and community engagement. The children who graduated from its hallowed halls achieved remarkable feats, emerging as teachers, physicians, engineers, and leaders in their own right. They returned to our village, eager to contribute their skills and knowledge, perpetuating a cycle of growth and empowerment. The millionaire, once a frequent visitor, not as a benefactor but as a friend, diligently learned our language, shared our meals, and listened intently to our stories. He viewed the world through our eyes, thereby uncovering a profound depth of meaning and purpose that had eluded him in his prior existence. He grasped that true wealth is not measured by accumulated possessions, but by the acts of generosity, the lives touched, and the enduring legacy bequeathed. The sea, once a symbol of fear and uncertainty, has evolved into a source of pride and connection. Our children have learned to respect its formidable power, yet also to harness its potential, becoming adept fishermen, navigators, and marine biologists. They have come to understand that the sea is not merely a source of sustenance, but an integral part of our identity, a link to our past, and a pathway to our future. Our village has become a symbol of resilience, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. We have faced challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt, yet we never lost sight of our vision, our commitment to one another, and our belief in the power of education. We learned that true strength does not lie in individual success, but in collective action, in the capacity to overcome adversity together. And so, the tale of the millionaire and the fisherman became legend, a narrative recounted around campfires, passed down through generations. It served as a poignant reminder that even the most disparate realms can converge, that even the most unlikely individuals can forge meaningful connections, and that true transformation does not commence with grandiose gestures, but with the unassuming acts of kindness, compassion, and an unwavering faith in the power of human potential. It whispered the promise that hope can flourish even in the most barren landscapes and that true wealth does not reside in what we possess, but in the love we share and the legacy we bequeath. The rebuilt school stands, resurrected by sun and sea, a monument to an extraordinary act of generosity and the indomitable spirit of a community. It serves as a poignant reminder that true action begins now, with each of us, in our own way, choosing to transcend divisions, invest in others, and cultivate a world where compassion and understanding prevail.